Hey, what's up, Jamie? Quick demo video for you for your DV6 Scrapflex made by Dylan over at Dembek Relics. This thing's a beast. So there's a close-up of it. This is installed with a Proffie V2. It's got a 2-button setup, so your front clamp card area, that's going to be your activation, and then your bottom clamp card area, that's your auxiliary. You've got CCSabers in here, and this knurled knob right here, this is going to be your blade retention. I had the choice of doing that or the glass eye. They were both sticking in there just enough to be used as a blade, but I liked, or as a blade retention, but I liked how much easier this was to use with your fingers. So I trimmed the threads on this brass glass eye down so it was out of the blade socket. And we'll be using this guy as your blade retention. And you can see it sticking out there a little bit. To get to everything, we just take the handle off. So it unscrews just like this. Here's your chassis. It does say Dembek Relics over here in Scrapflex for Dylan, since he made it. And then Solo Sabers over here in Arabesh, and then the Empire symbol. And you have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost bass speaker in this, and here is your Proffie board. Now this chassis is made so that you can get your SD card out and not move the board if you don't want to, but if it's easier for you to pop it up, you can. It's just a snap fit down into the chassis here. And I did put a accent pixel in front of this guy, seated at the front of the chassis that you can't see, so that we could throw some light into this brass mesh right here that Dylan put on here. So it looks pretty cool. We'll go ahead and throw a battery in and fire it up. Spring side will be the negative side of your battery.
You, like your father, I know.
This is Dark Jedi by Preston over at Syndicate Sound Fonts. I thought it went well with the Scrapflex, so that's what we're demoing today on this guy. Screw that all the way in. You do have gesture controls. You see your mesh lighting up. LEDs in there. We can twist off. I do have that kind of pulsating or on when the blade is off for that sound font as well. I just liked that. And then we could hit our activation right here. Get a little bit of shine through right here. Auxiliary. You can turn it off like this. And then to get to your soundtrack, you just hold this down for a second and let go.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
You can have that on when your soundtrack is playing. And then to turn your soundtracks off, we do the same thing. Just for a second, let it go. And then we can go trade sound fonts by just clicking the aux switch.
I will give you so much more.
This is Exegol. I got that pulsating in there too. You can see that kind of going in there. This takes a 7/8 inch blade. I don't have a full length 7/8 inch blade, but I've got a test one that we can throw in here real quick. So we'll loosen this guy up, throw this blade in, and then we'll lock it down with your the knob.
What could you give me? Everything.
Blaster deflex. You do have battle mode. Kind of hard to do with a test blade in. So if you had a full length blade in, you hit the blade or the saber, it'll engage blade lockup around the middle of your saber, or I'm sorry, the middle of your blade, until you pull away from it, and then that will disengage that. Now we're into the stock fonts, and I left all the stock fonts on here for you. So these will just, the brass area will be off unless your blade is on, and then it will match your blade color. Just like that. Now, as you could see on the first couple fonts that we went through, that pixel is wired independently. So if you wanted to go back in the future and want that to do something else other than match your blade, you can program it to do that because that's how it's wired up. And then to get to the battery, of course, we'll just take the handle back off. So the two sound fonts that were on here were Dark Jedi, I think, and Exegol. And then we can just come up from the positive end of the battery and pop it right out just like that. And that is your saber. Hope it came out the way you liked. I've got your corn horn that I need to do some reprogramming on. And then I will probably do a video for that as well. And then I will get both of these sabers out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks.